Explosions, with absolutely no life anywhere. Globe showing Europe-Africa fire. Around 4.5 billion years ago, our planet began forming from countless pieces of rock and dust orbiting the young sun. Over millions of years, those pieces collided, melted, and slowly created the planet we now call home. But Earth didn't become habitable overnight. It had to cool down, develop an atmosphere, form oceans, and somehow create the perfect conditions for life. So how did a burning ball of rock transform into a world filled with oceans, forests, animals, and humans? Let's travel billions of years into the past and discover the amazing story of how Earth became our home. About 4.5 billion years ago, Earth didn't look anything like it does today. There were no oceans, trees, animals, or humans. Instead, our planet began forming from huge amounts of dust, rock, and debris orbiting the young sun. Gravity slowly pulled these materials together. Small objects collided and merged into larger ones, eventually creating the young Earth. But this new planet was an incredibly violent place. Early Earth was extremely hot. Constant collisions with asteroids and other space rocks released enormous amounts of energy. Much of the surface was covered in molten rock, while powerful volcanic activity reshaped the planet. Imagine standing on Earth billions of years ago. You wouldn't see blue oceans or green forests. You would see a dangerous world dominated by fire and molten rock. Water vapor released by Earth's interior likely played an important role, while water-rich asteroids and other materials may also have delivered water to the young planet. Over time, enormous amounts of water collected on Earth's surface. The first oceans began to form. And these oceans would eventually become one of the most important ingredients for life. Earth's atmosphere also changed dramatically. Volcanic activity released gases, while chemical reactions and other processes gradually transformed the atmosphere. Later, photosynthetic organisms began changing Earth's environment by producing oxygen. Over extremely long periods of time, Earth's atmosphere became much more suitable for complex life. But there was still a huge mystery. Scientists don't know exactly how the first life appeared. But evidence suggests that simple life existed on Earth more than 3.5 billion years ago. These early organisms were incredibly simple compared with today's plants and animals. Yet they represented one of the biggest turning points in Earth's history. Life had arrived. And over billions of years, evolution would transform simple organisms into an incredible variety of life. One of the most important chapters came when certain microorganisms began producing oxygen through photosynthesis. Over time, oxygen accumulated in Earth's atmosphere. This eventually helped create conditions that allowed more complex forms of life to evolve. The planet was no longer just a rocky world with oceans. It was becoming a living planet. Hundreds of millions of years ago, life began becoming increasingly diverse. Oceans filled with strange creatures. Plants spread across land. Forests appeared. Animals evolved into countless forms. Earth had transformed from a lifeless, fiery world into a planet filled with ecosystems. But the biggest changes were still ahead. Dinosaurs eventually became some of the most dominant animals on Earth. For more than 160 million years, they lived across the planet. But about 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid struck Earth near what is now Mexico. The impact caused enormous environmental changes and contributed to the extinction of many species, including the non-avian dinosaurs. This opened opportunities for other groups of animals to thrive. Much later, our own story began. Humans are extremely recent compared with Earth's history. If Earth's entire 4.5 billion year history were compressed into a single day, modern humans would appear only in the final moments. Yet in that tiny slice of time, humans developed language, technology, cities, science, and civilizations. And today, we're standing on the same planet that began as a chaotic collection of rocks and dust billions of years ago. From a violent world of fire and molten rock to a blue planet filled with oceans and life, Earth's journey is one of the most incredible stories in the universe. And the most amazing part? The atoms that make up your body were forged through ancient cosmic processes long before you were born. We are not separate from Earth's story, We are a part of it. If you enjoyed this